Hello everyone and welcome to another FPL video on the channel. In this one we're going to take a look at game week 17. We're going to have a look at some potential transfers and players that I like the look of, and then we're going to go through my game week 18 team because we have a quick turnaround. The game week has just finished, game week 17 on Wednesday evening. Man City just played and they won convincingly. Then on Friday, the new game week starts at game week 18, so it's quick turnaround. You need to make your transfers sharpish, and that's what we're going to do today. So let's take a look at how we did. This is how we lined up for the team, as you can see. Kepa, James, Cancelo, Trippier, Martinelli, De Bruyne, Rashford, Almiron, Nunes, Haaland, and Martial. Well, actually, that's a lie, sorry. That's how I lined up in the last video. However, I made some changes which I put on Twitter. Let's have a look at how we did. So here's how we got on in game week 17. As you can see on the screen, we got 90 points. Kepa, 9-pointer, fantastic return from him. Chelsea managed to keep a clean sheet, which is fantastic. So let's start with the first transfer in. We brought in Luke Shaw for Lewis Dunk. I thought, United, 3 excellent fixtures in a row. Let's capitalise on that on the short term. And it paid off. Luke Shaw with an 8-pointer, clean sheet and 2 bonus. He did play at centre back in a makeshift defensive line for United, but he looked very good on the ball, and United didn't have too much to do. So thumbs up. Trippier, I was considering benching him like a dumbass, but I didn't in the end. Trippier is just so good this year. Newcastle, excellent team. They moved up to second for a short time period. But yeah, another clean sheet for them, another assist for Trippier. What a player. He's basically a must start. But another 12-point return, fantastic. Cancelo, he got benched. Like, what? Pep, what you doing, mate? It's the first game back and he's benched. He started Ake at left back and Rico Lewis at right back, which is rather annoying, but Man City conceded anyway, so they didn't get the clean sheet. Cancelo comes on off the bench for 1 point, is what it is. And as you can see, we did bench Reece James as well. It was a decision. It was either I bench Cancelo, Trippier, Shaw or Martinelli. And I decided to go with James because I already had Kepa. And, it paid off because Reece James came off injured, unfortunately. So that is a transfer that I'm probably going to have to make. But onto the midfield, we got Martinelli, 8-pointer. Brilliant. Another goal for him. De Bruyne. He did create a few chances for Haaland, but he wasn't on it today, Haaland. He did get 2 goals, but he also missed like 3 more clear-cut chances. Rashford, the man on form at the minute. Brilliant. Really happy for him. Goal and assist. Trossard. We brought in Trossard for Almiron. That is a big mistake, I believe. I was looking ahead for the double game weeks, potentially in game week 21. But Almiron, he's just killing it right now. Man on form. Newcastle, the team, are flying. So I should have kept Almiron, but nonetheless, we'll start with Trossard now. Then we have Darwin Nunes. Golly. Finishes with a 2-pointer. Could have had a 25-pointer. I mean, this man had chance after chance, and he just didn't finish. So I'm happy to stick with him because he's getting the chances, and I do think his fortune will turn around and he'll start bagging them. Well, hopefully anyway. Haaland, bags 2. You can't really complain, but you could have had 5. But nonetheless, 26-point return from our captain. Brilliant. And then Tony Martial bags himself a little goal in a 63-minute appearance, I think it was. Getting back to fitness, scores a goal, happy days. United look great. On the bench, Ward, 1-pointer, Andreas, 3 points, and Fpl Gw18 with 1. A good little return of 90 points, and that gives us a green arrow up to about 680,000. It'll be clear underneath me. But yeah, happy days, happy to get a green arrow, and FPL is finally back. Let's go. So moving on to some potential transfers in, or players that I'm looking at monitoring. Mitrovic is on the list. Great performance from him in his first game back. I was considering Mitrovic instead of Martial, but Mitrovic is on 4 yellow cards, which kind of put me off, and the fact that I love Martial, I can't really go wrong with him. But Mitrovic is on excellent form this year. He's really killing it this year. 10 goals already, 2 assists as well, 76 points. Great fixtures ahead as well. Southampton at home. Then they have a double game week of Leicester and Chelsea, Newcastle, and then Tottenham. So actually, it's not great fixtures, but, a double game week in 2 weeks' time as well. So you can't really complain with that. Southampton next. Great fixture that is. I believe he got a goal and 2 assists in his last game, which is an excellent return, and that was against Crystal Palace away from home. So that's not an easy fixture as well, really. But yeah, great return from Mitrovic. So he's potential that we could bring in instead of Martial, or if Nunes doesn't deliver, maybe next game week. So the next player we're looking at is Kai Havertz at 7.7 million. Now, the main issue for Havertz is game time. Now, no one seems to be nailed on in that attacking position up front for Chelsea, but if he can nail it, then he'd be a good option. At 7.7 million, the price isn't that bad, and they do have a double game week coming up, so he could be a good look. A goal and an assist against Bournemouth in his last fixture. Good return, and moving forward they have Nottingham Forest away from home, which is a great fixture. Then they have Man City and Fulham in a double game week, and then Crystal Palace. So 3 good fixtures really in the next 3, plus the Man City one, but I don't expect any returns in that. He could be a good option, lowly owned at 4% as well, but for me it's just a concern whether he's going to get the game time or not. On to the next player, and that is Marc Cucurella. Now for me this could be my Reece James replacement. He fits straight into the side, straight swap for Reece James, and I think he should be nailed on that Chelsea team. Ben Chilwell, I believe, is still out through injury, and that means Cucurella is the left alone left back. He can also play left centre back as well in a 5-back if Potter decides to change up the formations. So that makes him a lot more viable as well. So at 5.1 million, it's a downgrade in price from 5.8 for James. So I think this is a nice swap. Chelsea then have Nottingham Forest away from home, Man City, Fulham in a double game week, Crystal Palace, and then Liverpool. So again, like I said, for Havertz, it's 3 good fixtures out of the next 4, and one of them obviously is a double game week. So I do expect them to keep a clean sheet against Nottingham Forest. I don't think Forest are that good at all. Then against Palace, they probably could keep a clean sheet in that one, and they might in that Fulham game. It's not guaranteed. I think Fulham are actually decent attacking wise, and I don't expect them to keep a clean sheet in the Man City one. He does have 2 assists this season, and he's got a total return of 37 points, which is not great. Chelsea have not kept that many clean sheets this season, but when they've got Kepa in net, they do tend to keep more. So that's why Cucurella is interesting to me. You could also even downgrade it further and go to someone like Botman or maybe an Arsenal defender, but I don't think the Arsenal fixtures are as good defensive wise, but they are very solid, the Arsenal. So I understand if Cucurella isn't of interest to you, but for me, I like the straight swap with Reece James. So the 4th and final player I'm going to look at is Martin Odegaard. Now this man has been on fire for Arsenal recently. He's got 3 double-digit returns in his last 4 game weeks. He got a double-digit return in the last one against West Ham, where he got 2 assists and he got 3 bonus points. The captain of Arsenal, he's nailed on in that like cam position. He's an excellent player, and they've got Brighton next, then Newcastle, Tottenham and Man United. So the thing that puts me off for Odegaard is the fixtures. Brighton away from home is not an easy fixture at all. Neither is Newcastle. Tottenham is not a great fixture either. And then they've got Manchester United. So that's 4 tough fixtures really for Arsenal. It'll be a great test for them to see, can they keep this title momentum going? Let's find out. He's owned by 17.6% of the game. He's got 6 goals and 4 assists this season and a total points amassed of 88. So those are 4 options that I'm looking at. Are they of interest for you? Let me know in the comment section down below. Or who are you guys looking at? Please feel free to leave them in the comments. Now let's have a look at my Game Week 18 team, starting off with the defence. So in goal, we've got Kepa Arrizabalaga. Now he's got Nottingham Forest away from home. Great fixture. They don't really look threatening at the moment, Nottingham Forest. They are better at home than they are away from home, but I think Chelsea should be strong enough to keep a clean sheet here. Whether they will, we'll find out. But I like my odds here. Kepa kept a clean sheet in like 4 of the games that he started, which has not been too many this season. He's the man that Potter prefers to play in net ahead of Edouard Mendy, so he should keep his starting spot. So happy days. Then we did decide to bring in Cucurella, Nottingham Forest away from home. Similar thoughts for Kepa. I think they should keep a clean sheet here, and maybe he can get an attacking return, although he's not that attacking, is he really? At 5.1 million into that Chelsea defence, I think it's not a bad price. Then we have Trippier against Leeds at home. Good fixture for them. Newcastle have looked absolutely amazing, and defensively very, very solid. Now, I do expect them to keep a clean sheet, to be honest, and the way Trippier is going, he'll probably get an attack in return as well. On set pieces, brilliant right foot deliveries. He's just an excellent player at the moment this season, and hopefully he can return again. So then we have Cancelo. Now, we didn't start the last game, so I do fully expect him to start against Everton at home, and this is a great fixture for Manchester City. There should be no issues really here of keeping a clean sheet. Leeds are not bad attacking wise, and of course it was away from home, which is why maybe there's a threat that they wasn't going to keep a clean sheet, and they didn't, of course. However, Everton, attacking wise, not that great, and being at home as well, I think Man City should control this game, and this might even allow Cancelo to push further forward and get involved in the attack. So then we have Shaw against Wolves away from home. Now, Wolves might have a bit of a revival going on with Lopetegui as manager. They did beat Everton, so the confidence is going to be higher, but Manchester United seem to be on a bit of a roll at the moment under Erik ten Hag. Look defensively more solid, and with Lisandro Martinez potentially coming back as well on the weekend, we should have the full lineup of Shaw, Martinez, Varane, and then probably Wan-Bissaka. I'm not sure Dalot is back yet, but that should be good enough to keep Wolves out, who are not that potent up front really. So moving on to the midfield now, and we have Martinelli against Brighton. Now, not the easiest of fixtures. Brighton are a very good side, but Arsenal, they just seem to click right now. Even with Gabriel Jesus missing out, they just seem to be, it seems to be fitting with Nketiah. Nothing seems to have changed. Fluent attacking football, and although Martinelli wasn't at his brilliant best in the last game, he did still score. So, against Brighton it's going to be a different test, but I think they could come through it. Then we have Kevin De Bruyne against Everton. Great fixture for him. Should be nailed on to start. Can't see why he won't. And he did create quite a few chances in the last game against Leeds. But Everton, a bit more defensively solid than Leeds, I would say. Well, at least they defend more anyway. I think De Bruyne's going to be too good, and he's going to unlock that defence. And hopefully this time, Haaland can put away the chances that De Bruyne created for him. Then we have the Manchester United man in form, Marcus Rashford. He's on a great goal scoring run at the moment. Scored in the last game and got an assist, and obviously scored, I believe it was 3 goals at the World Cup. So he's on a great run at the moment. His confidence is sky high, and hopefully he can continue that going against Wolves. United are I'm assuming they're going to control the game. They're going to be pushing. Wolves are going to be sitting back trying to hold off, not concede too many. But if they can break the deadlock early, this might allow Rashford to get more joy down that left-hand side. So hopefully he can do the numbers. So now we have Martial versus Wolverhampton Wanderers away from home. It is a tough fixture, they're rejuvenated, this Wolves side under Lopetegui, and they are going to be more solid. However, Manchester United on a good run at the minute. Now, Martial, he's probably not going to be 90 minutes because he is kind of getting back from fitness. He has been injured quite a lot this season, which is unfortunate for him, but he's a good player when he's on it, and he seems to be enjoying his football. He links up very well with Rashford down that left-hand side as well. They seem to have a wombo combo going. So hopefully against Wolves they can continue that going and both get in the bangers. Then we have Erling Haaland, standout captain once again. Was it ever in doubt against Everton at home? I don't really need to say much. He's on form. He's banging them in. 14 games this season, 20 goals. I mean, come on, it's just insane numbers. And there's no reason why he won't score a couple more against Everton. And the final attacker we have is Darwin Núñez. He has Leicester at home. Leicester conceded 3 to Newcastle last game. They were on a bit of a run before the World Cup where they were keeping clean sheets and looking defensively more solid, but of course Newcastle is a very tough test, and Liverpool is no easier really. They have a great attack and they seem to be creating a lot of chances, and they do fall to Darwin Núñez. He had about five or six chances last game, could have had multiple goals. Unfortunately it wasn't to be, like it seems to be at the minute for Darwin Núñez, but he's going to continue to get in the right positions, making the right runs. It's just about his mentality to start putting them away, and maybe once 1 or 2 go in, he's just going to start clinging them left and right. So who knows? Hopefully he can get a nice lovely little haul. But that's the starting lineup. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty damn nice. So hopefully we can get another green arrow going into game week 19. But let's have a look at the bench quickly. We have Ward against Liverpool away from home. Don't expect Leicester to keep a clean sheet here, which is why he's not starting. Then we have Trossard against Arsenal. It's a toss-up between Cucurella and Trossard, but I'm going to go with Cucurella. I think they keep a clean sheet against Nottingham Forest. That's why. Arsenal's a very tough fixture as well. Defensively look very solid, and they are the league leaders for a reason. So Trossard is going to be number 1 on the bench. We then have Andreas against Southampton at home. Good fixture, but I don't really want to swap him out for anyone in the team. And then we have Hugo Bueno against Manchester United at home. Not an ideal fixture. I expect Manchester United to score. At least that's what I'm hoping, as I do have 2 big United attackers. So that's the roundup of my Game Week 17 team, potential changes, players that I'm looking at, and my final Game Week 18 team lineup. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, found it informative and whatnot. And if you need any FPL advice or feel like asking a question, feel free to drop them in the comment section down below and I'll be happy to respond. But other than that, if you could drop a like and subscribe, that would be much appreciated. But I hope you all have a wonderful day and I'll catch you all next time. Cheers, guys.